This girl, 18 female, keeps spraying my 19 female boyfriend, 19 male, with cologne and he doesn't know. IDK how to format the title. Haha, sorry, I am trying to fit guidelines. I can't stop thinking about this. IDK if it's in my head and if I should care. Anyways, my boyfriend, together several months, lives pretty isolated from me. We still make time to see each other. Whenever we do I notice he smells really good. So I asked what he uses and he said nothing. I was like, okay. Weird because he smells like really good cologne but I know he's very frugal. I visited him last week and as he rounded the usual corner to where we meet, I saw, a pair of hands behind him and a spritz. Like a cloud of perfume. He kept walking like normal. I asked him if someone was behind him and he said no. He then started smelling really good like he usually does. I visited him again a couple of days ago. I see him walking out from his Centers Park. Again, a spritz. Behind him from a tree. I thought I was losing my mind. I went to the tree absolutely terrified when he didn't believe me and I didn't find anyone but smelled the Godern cologne. Anyways, I thought I was just insane, so we go to eat a bit outside of his town and he runs into this girl there, IDK I guess around our age, and she acted really shy. They know each other from his town. Guess what she smells like? It's not your mother's petunias. I acted like I had to vomit and got us out of there. I asked my boyfriend about her and he said she's a sort of friend from going to the same school, their town. He didn't seem confused or surprised at all. The girl seemed shady. I swear when I turned around I heard a spritzing noise. My theory is, for some reason, she is spritzing my boyfriend with cologne. Either he knows, or doesn't believe me. I told him this but he keeps brushing it off like I'm crazy. I said I'm sorry but I have to go, and we haven't talked since. I think he doesn't know, but he won't even entertain the idea. He's from a super small tight-knit town and I'm not a part of it at all, so I don't know how to ask. Maybe someone he knows. Are there any girls out there who spray men with cologne? Thank you. Too long did not read. Girl keeps secretly spraying my boyfriend with cologne to where I can tell but she or him and her are hiding it from me and IDKY. Edit. IDK if this is too soon but it's been bugging me for 2 whole days now. I think I'm going to write a letter explaining how hurt and confused I am and give it to him. I am also thinking of wearing a GoPro when I go in case I can catch the girl. Thank you for the advice so far. Edit 2. Wow, thanks Bonti. People of Reddit less than 3. This is way more than I thought I'd get. The most common thing I get is if my BF's lying about not smelling it, but he does. He just doesn't question why he smells so good. Well, at first he said he didn't notice it, then he's like huh yeah. So he says both. Maybe to me it's strong but it's actually really faint? One time I rubbed dryer sheets on my hair for this guy in middle school to like me, and when I asked if he noticed anything he said no, but to me it was significant other strong. Maybe I have a turbo nose. Anyways, I am still worried. Thank you. Edit 3. I am done picking my brain on this now and will just confront him tomorrow. Thank you all. I'll update you when I can. I am gonna take my mind off this mess with a lot of pasta. I think the prevailing theory is she is somehow marking her territory or a witch. I am scared of witches and he is too. So I don't know how to deal with that. I love aesthetic witches but real ones? I've seen Twilight. Anyways, thank you all less than 3. I'm sorry what? Come back when more happens. That's the funniest thing I've read on here, hands down. Maybe she just wants him to smell good for you. LMAO. She has a crush on your boyfriend and tries to make you go, OMG, why do you smell like perfume? You're cheating on me. I'm breaking up with you. So he's free for her. What the hell did I just read? Elmahu, what the fuck, this is so random. So this girl is stalking your boyfriend and he somehow never caught her crouching behind a tree or a bush with a bottle in her hand. Like why though, lol, does he smell like shit and she's trying to help him out without him notice, but how does he not notice the smell? IDK I think they're fucking or they'll playing a prank on you. He has to know. It's not like this girl is a train ninja. Maybe she's using it to cover the smell of her puss on his clothes. Maybe they'll messing with IMU. Or maybe the whole post is just a troll post. But one thing I know for sure. He has to know or you're dating a moron. You should team up with her. You two need to come together on a cologne that you both like. To sabotage or not to sabotage my ex? My ex cheated on me with his ex and lied to me about it. Even though I gave him many opportunities to go explore and make sure he wanted me and only me. When I told him I found out, he refused to give me closure about how long it's been going on. He refused to even admit it. It's all because he refuses to be wrong or to prove me right. Should I sabotage him? It'd just be me showing his mother who he really is. He's worked so hard to make his mom think he's perfect. She doesn't know he smokes marijuana, makes porn, or that he got arrested twice this year for assaulting a coworker. I just want to ruin this perfect picture that he has created of himself for her when he's actually a naughty little liar. His mother probably already knows more than he thinks she does or will make excuses for him. Just move on with your life. Do you want to get revenge on your ex? I mean, serious revenge? Forget them. Go work out. Get in the best shape of your life, achieve greatness and become the best version of yourself. That's how you get revenge. Before setting out on a journey of revenge, first dig 2 graves. Just do yourself the favor and remove him from your life and thoughts. Move on. The best revenge is moving on and not wanting or needing the ex. Assholes hate that. The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. Boyfriend cried in front of me for the first time. I've been with him for almost 2 years now. Our relationship has been pretty positive recently. Tonight he walked me to my car as he always does. He was really tired from work and decided to lay on the street for some reason. It was pretty cold but the asphalt was warm, and when I suggested we sit in my car and talk instead, he told me he wanted to look at the stars. We sat there for a few minutes talking about random things when he said, "I don't even know why but I'm crying," and sure enough I looked over and there were tears streaming down his face. For context, my boyfriend is very charismatic. He doesn't show emotion much, isn't even very romantic most of the time. He's sarcastic and deflective, but we've made it work, it's just his personality. Guys, I was terrified. I asked him what was wrong and he didn't have an answer. He was just crying. On the street in front of my car. At 10 p.m. I kissed his forehead and told him I was here for anything he needed and told him it was completely okay to cry even if he didn't have a reason, but I am so scared that he's going to push me away. I know him. He's scared of vulnerability like that. And I'm so scared that I didn't say or do the right things and he won't feel comfortable opening up to me in the future. What do I do? You handled it perfectly. From personal experience, you've progressed in the relationship as he's being vulnerable with you now. Your boyfriend sounds just like mine. Mine also had some issues and is almost never vulnerable in front of me. But communication is definitely key here, and I think you did wonderful telling him you'll be there for him and support him. I was like you and I was horrified of what could happen to and spammed my boyfriend with tons of messages asking what's wrong and what can I do. But I learnt that only he can speak up and only he can ask for help. The conclusion is that tell him you're there for him but don't push it. He'll come to you if he wants the relationship to grow and keep going. Good luck KKK smile. I've been there. As a guy, you generally learn to hold your emotions inside. The one day you are sitting somewhere with the person you love, and it's peaceful and relaxing and you realize you feel safe and loved. And then it just hits you like a freight train and the floodgates open. It's not even just one thing, it's everything you deal with, and the pressure just releases. Basically, you were there for him in the best way possible. You handled it like a true friend and so. It means that he trusts you and he is comfortable enough with you to let go of the mask, and be vulnerable. When you next see him or when you next text him, repeat what you said before about being there for him. Then just take a step back to give him some space. A slice of chocolate cake to share wouldn't hurt, unless he doesn't like chocolate cake. I had this issue. In my case it was like floodgates. My wife made me embrace my emotions and I've cried, happy or sad, more with her than any of the years previous combined. He's already opening up, that means he's comfortable with you. And as long as you allow him, he's gonna continue to. I've had girls leave me for opening up to them. Apparently it's a huge turnoff. I think you said and did the perfect thing op. If he's anything like me and hasn't cried in a few years, he'll feel good from the endorphins. I think you made him feel loved and showed yourself to be someone he can open up to. If anything happens it would be unfair to blame yourself. Good luck op. Should I, M29, tell my GF, 28F, her best friend, 28F, hit, came on to me, again. Too long did not read. My GF's best friend hit on me, again. And I agreed to keep it a secret because I felt bad for her. I want to tell girlfriend but I'm afraid how it might look now. Last Saturday my GF, Haley, asked me to go out with her and 2 of her best friends, Emily and Kate. They met in college and she even works with one of them now. I agreed because she's really close with both of them and they've both stood by her through very difficult times, and I am beyond grateful for this as I haven't always been able to be by her side because we had to be apart for a few months, long distance. We've met before and are friends on social media. Emily has always been a bit too IDK, how to put it, flirty, I guess? For example, she sent me hot face emojis to pictures where I'm shirtless, sending me similar DMs. The first time this happened I sent it to Haley and she told me to just ignore her because she's crazy like that, so I have been ignoring her comments on social media. But last Saturday things got out of hand. So, they all got pretty drunk. My girlfriend wasn't drunk, just tipsy and sleepy. Her friends on the other hand. Emily kept telling Haley that she hit the jackpot, and other things like that. It was kind of uncomfortable, but my girlfriend laughed it off and told me that Emily is just that type of drunk, so I ignored everything she said, did to me. We dropped Kate off, and when we got to Emily's apartment complex, she told me the elevator was out of order and needed help getting up the stairs. My girlfriend was tipsy and sleepy, so she stayed in the car. So I go to help and she starts acting like she can't walk. She was walking just fine at the club, leaning on me, touching and gripping my arm for balance, etc. I just ignore it because I know that even if I say anything she'll attribute everything to the fact that she is drunk. We get to her door, so I bid her good night, but she tells me she can't open the door, so I go back to help her and then tells me to come in, and I literally went, "Are you fucking serious?" And she just cupped me. Yeah, there, and kissed me. I pushed her away immediately, said a few not so kind words to her and left. Very early in the morning I got a message from Emily telling me to not tell Haley anything because she was drunk and that she was just lonely and was recently dumped, and that Haley has stood by her since forever and helped her get over the breakup. And then she sent me a message where she was crying and asking me to please forgive her and not tell Haley. I felt sorry for her. But it's been slowly eating away at me. My instinct and conscience tells me to tell Haley. I mean, if this was a friend of mine and he'd hit on Haley, I'd want to know. That's not a friend, and I think Haley needs to be warned about her not being a friends. But I'm worried that if I tell her she'll freak out that I've kept it a secret all these days, and that I agreed to keep it a secret in the first place. You 100% fucking tell her, op. Right now. She needs to know that one of her best friends is not who she says she is. She did not do this because she was drunk. Being drunk just helped. She liked you before the alcohol. I would have immediately showed your the girlfriend inappropriate messages too. If you still have those messages, show her. It's proof. Emily has no issue with attempting to sabotage relationships for her own personal gain. She's not a friend to Haley. If you keep it a secret and she finds out later down the road, that could be pretty bad. Definitely tell her. Her friend sexually assaulted you, and that's not okay. Bro, you keeping that secret is way bad. Because depending on how long ago it happened, you're giving Emily a chance to spin the story to make you a willing participant. Why are you protecting her? You know Emily is full of shit, right? That her actions are intentional and she's fully aware she's trying to get with you. She's not a good person, op. She is not your GF's friend, op. Casual friends don't do thus to friends, and best friends definitely don't. Tell your GF. And tell her this is a pattern. She knows what she's doing. And she needs to think long and hard if a true friend would sexually harass her supposed beef's boyfriend and try to get him to cheat on her friend. Tell your GF. Tell her every time she makes a pass at you. Tell her that she groped you and invited you in to fuck. Tell her that you are uncomfortable around her since she sexually assaulted you. See what your girlfriend does in response. If she minimalizes it or does nothing, you should really start considering not continuing the relationship because she has no respect for you. She was drunk, but clearly remembered what she did. Yeah, okay.